Yo,
You ready?
what's up, my guy?
You see, I'm on time, baby.
That's what I'm talking about, man. That's what I'm talking about, man.
We starting up right now.
Not this second. Hold on.
Beats Planet.
I tell you what, man. I tell you what, man. We ain't finna have people in my chat box trying to tell me what to do. We ain't finna have people in my chat box trying to tell me when to start. We ain't finna have people in my chat box telling me I'm late. Late is subjective. Come on, son. late. There's no define this when it come to late. We run this thing when we run a one, but we here. You know what I mean? We here. Me and Brother Foots, we seem to have a good chemistry with this thing. Seems that every time we get together, we have a good show. We're pretty good at it. So we decided to run another for the cardio. So shouts out to Brother Foots for coming through. Shouts out to everybody that's tuned in right now and all of you that are listening on demand on your lunch break the next day. All right? So we said we were going to come back to y'all when we had a little bit of movement. Damn. We had some movement. And, this is why it's kind of hard to get into, like a lot of mocks and a lot of analysis because, one domino would change a whole gang of pieces, you know what I mean? And we had a gang of dominoes. Foots, what's happening, brother? Thanks for being here.
Yo, we are quarantined worldwide. And what a better time, not a better time to talk ball. I think the best thing that we've been doing, Voch, is actually letting things happen.
Mm-hmm.
We're not gonna mock draft you to death because guess what? Like you just said, things change, baby.
Sure.
Things change, philosophies change. It kind of lets you know where teams are with what they think. It kind of now you can start to put together your board. Now Dallas is putting together. I wouldn't say their board's been put together, but their plan of attack. Because while we may want to go best available, and we'll get into some more of that, Dallas may not. But anyway, Voch, I'm good. I'm always ready to talk ball. We were talking pre-show, and just to be able to talk with you, some of the stuff we talk about, bro, we could go for hours. So I'm ready to go, man.
First, let me say this before we get going, because once me and Foots get going, we ain't gonna stop. I just want everybody to kind of relax a little bit. I know it's easy to get anxious and you know, nervy, and you want things to happen immediately. I've told people plenty times, like, so we're what, day 3 now? We're day 3 in a 3-month process. You know what I mean? Relax. A lot of things are gonna happen. We're gonna get a lot more pieces, and hey man, chill for a minute. You'll be all right with your goofy ass. Anyway, hey, peep this out though. Let's talk about it. Me and Brother Foots kind of had a conversation here about 17 once again, and I was trying to get Foots up on this CeeDee Lamb trade, but he was all like, nah, Voch, if we get Emmanuel Sanders, we get another, you know what I'm saying, receiver, we don't need to go CeeDee Lamb, you know what I mean? And I'm on the train of we can have 5 damn receivers that I like on this team. And if CeeDee Lamb, the best player on the board at 17, let's just kind of run CeeDee Lamb on the board at 17. So Foots re-looked at CeeDee Lamb, and we're going to get into an additional conversation on that. But Foots, when you re-looked at CeeDee Lamb, can I have him at 17?
When I rewatched, so this conversation came about me and Voch doing pre-show stuff. And guys, it wasn't that I didn't like CeeDee Lamb, but me and Voch, that's what scouts do.
Sure.
That's what football people do. You want to watch, okay, you see something, and I'll be honest, what I told Voch was Oklahoma system, he's being schemed open. I like him. I don't love him. I go back, I watch, and I had an idea, okay, of who Lamb was, but I really said, okay, let me watch 3 full games.
Yeah.
Let me really sit down and watch this guy. And I gotta admit, the power for his frame, so he's only what? He's only 190,
right?
$190,
right?
But the finish, and he's not Deebo Samuel type finish, but you know the feet are really good.
All right. All right.
And but let's couple that with Oklahoma did a great job of getting him the ball different ways. Yeah. Different types of motions, bullet motions.
Right.
You know, they faked some jet motion to him, some wheel motion. I mean, it was all sorts of motion, but they got him the ball. He was running past guys, but the finish was really good. He had a play against Texas where he just turned on the Jets. He had a play against Baylor where he just turned on the Jets. He caught just a screen, and he just ran past everybody. Yeah. And if you tried to arm tackle him, you couldn't. So I was impressed, to say the least. I was impressed.
And just to, you know, it's not like you don't like him, but
no.
But we're in, like, you know, 6-round analysis right now. You know what I mean?
Right.
So you like, man, yo, Voch, like, I can get you a guy in the 4th. I can get you Michael Pittman, Voch. And I'm like, I love Michael Pittman. He ain't better than CeeDee Lamb. Like, I want CeeDee Lamb. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know.
Totally.
But that's just kind of where we were at. And like Foot said, these are real conversations that are going to be had in that room. When they get in that room and all them Illuminati people get together, it's going to be about 6 folks, and they're going to be discussing 3 players. And all we're going to do is talk about pros and cons of those 3 players until we can come up to a consensus of those 3 players. Later on, me and Foot's going to play a game with y'all. Well, we're going to do that. We're going to go round by round, and we're going to find 3 or so players that'll probably be in that round. They're going to be at 3 different positions, and we're going to work together, and we're going to build a mock draft, and it's not going to be easy. But before that, though, we got to talk about some of these free agent changes and how that's going to affect what we're going to do draft wise. So we know that the top 16 is very important for what Dallas is doing. You know what I mean? Because if we draft at 17, we need as much turmoil. We need parity. We need quarterbacks, running backs, pardon me. We need quarterbacks, running backs, offensive linemen, and bad people going top 16. We need all that shit. So the biggest free agent move that's happened so far, Bill O'Brien is tearing things up from the inside out in Houston, and he traded DeAndre Nuke Hopkins to the Arizona Cardinals. We ain't got to get into the particulars, but let's just say that the Texans got a bag of chips back. But Foots, how does that affect the 8th overall pick? Because going into this, we was like, okay, Arizona Cardinals could be one of those teams to where one of those receivers are probably gonna go there. They could be looking at offensive line. They could be looking at best defensive player available. So give us the obvious how Nuke Hopkins to Arizona, changes up things for the draft.
Hey, CeeDee Lamb was in play at 8.
Yep.
Pair him with this old quarterback who he spoke highly of. He has been speaking highly of throughout this draft process. He spoke highly of Baker. He spoke highly of Kyler. But the fact is, Bill O'Brien, and let's just talk about Bill O'Brien and just football operations for a second.
Sure.
This is a problem. This is honestly the problem with why, I'll be honest, you need guys like me and Voch in a coach's ear, because you know what? You can't be he's not good enough to be the GM. He's not Bill Belichick. He's not good enough to be the GM and the coach. He's just not. And it's a shame that whatever came about, these guys really don't understand how to deal with personalities. Now, for whatever the case may be, you don't trade the best receiver in the league pound for pound for attitude issues or whatever. I mean, is he effective player? Yes, he is. It's ridiculous. However, Arizona hits a need. I think that was a great deal with them, and in a great tackle class in this draft, Arizona's going to be in great shape. Now, what have we been saying, Voch? You want tackles going up.
Tackles, quarterbacks, and bad players. Yep.
Without a doubt. Whoever you rate as your highest tackle here, you draft him, because the Arizona Cardinals offensive line has been terrible. Okay. And it's been like that since Carson Palmer was there. Yep. So what they need to do, as good as Kyler Murray is, don't be bullish, don't be stupid, and rely on his athleticism, rely on his playmaking ability, rely on the fact that, because at some point Arizona is going to have to run the ball. Sure. They gave King and Drake some money, shipped out DJ, injury-prone DJ. So listen, this first of all helps Dallas out a lot, because another good player is being pushed back.
Bumping.
And now, Voch's dream of a receiver is very much in play. I tweeted this that, hey, there's a real chance that all three could be staring. I could get you. What if Jerry Judy's staring you in the? I mean, listen, crazy things have happened.
I'm gonna do a choreographed hump dance in the middle of my living room, brother. So we never know what's gonna happen, right?
Yeah. So if you like Beckman, take him, Arizona. If you like Wirfs, take him. Yeah. If you like Andrew Thomas, take him. Wills, whatever, take him. But I'm willing to book. You can book that pick will be a tackle. Vacho.
Cleveland Farrell went 4th overall, people. I'm just saying, we never know what's going to happen. And we shouldn't be so arrogant as to believe we. Okay, let me just address something in the comments that I saw real fast. And this is more so of a draft philosophy type of deal, right? Let me make sure I get these names correct here. I mean, I ain't shooting at nobody. I just want to make sure I get the names correctly. D Saturday F White. He says, why are we talking about receivers when we have Cooper and Gallup? Never learn. Never learn.
Get him, Voch.
I just kind of want to get into that for a little bit. Marsha Mangaroo also made a comment that says we need defense. Absolutely. Let's just kind of talk about this for a minute.
And I'll and real quick.
Go ahead.
I'll jump in because I was this guy, but Voch has done a great job of convincing me.
Sure. And
you know what, guys? Never, ever, ever because you need something or
Sure.
you think you need something,
Sure.
don't draft the best player.
Sure. We don't draft for 1 year. You know, that's the reason why draft picks are so important. You get young players on 3, 4, 5 year contracts to where they can play cheaply for you and they can grow and develop within that cheap contract. So you get good young players on the low. So what happens is the older your young players get, the older your old players get as well. So we can't just say, why are we thinking about receiver? We may not need receiver as of March 18th, 8:24 Central Time, but Michael Gallup only got one more free year. Cooper got a 5-year contract, but only 3 years are guaranteed. If you were to draft a receiver in the first round, that's a 5-year deal on a receiver that can be a gangster for you. You see what I'm saying? So if you do draft one of these guys, they'll live longer than any receiver that you got on your board right now. We just can't think for this year. The Cowboys did a great job last year thinking ahead, right? A lot of people hated that draft, but we in this draft looking at safety like what we going to do. I think Donovan Wilson's going to do some good things for you. Tony Pollard's going to come back and do some good things for you. You're going to need Tristan Hill this year. You're going to need Connor McGovern this year. You just can't draft for this year. You may be too close to the mirror that you can't see the big picture. You know what I mean? And this is more so big picture. Of course, drafting for now is good, but that's why we have free agency. When you see when you see the Raiders filling up on people, they just taking all the Cowboys people, they just free agents filling up on people. That's them putting themselves in a situation where they're not forced to draft one thing. Somebody in my chat box said, "Yo, Voch, what if Tristan Wirfs? What if he's on the board?" Well, if Wirfs is the best player on the board and he's there at 17 and we've done what we needed to do in the offseason properly to make sure that the team can play today, I will absolutely take a guard at 17. Why? Because Tyron Smith back may hurt one day. Leo Collins may feel like he don't want to be here no more. Travis Frederick may get sick again. You may find out you tired of Connor Williams. You never know what's going to happen. So you're going to have to move pieces. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to move pieces to build your greater product. So you may not need something right now, but you never know. We didn't know we needed a center until Travis Frederick laid down and said, ouch, until he said, oh, I'm going to be out the entire year. We didn't know we needed center. Luckily, we had Joe Looney, but somebody would have said, why we got Joe Looney? We got Travis Frederick. What we got Joe Looney for? You need people.
Yeah.
Get people when you need them.
Yeah, and to piggyback on what you're saying, Voch.
Go ahead.
You know, Voch has been big on playing Amari Cooper in sets out of the slot.
Hell yeah!
And you know, route running wise, he's gonna chop up whoever's in the slot. You know, that's what Coop does. There's also more room to maneuver in the slot, design wise, because you gotta have a lot of two-way goes.
Something else too though, Foots. Me and you talked about this. I haven't said this on my channel yet. I think I'm fully ready to say this on my channel. I don't think Ken Law is the answer for Dallas. Let me explain. For one, I'm not mad at that. He's an outstanding football player. Outstanding football players don't make it to 17. If he makes it to 17, something's wrong. If Javon Kinlaw makes it to that's like Joe Burrow making it to 17. Hold on, son. Why the hell Joe Burrow? What's going on? What they know that we don't know? What they know that we don't know? You know what I'm saying? If Kinlaw makes it to 17, something's going on there. Something's deeper than what we can watch on film. So I'm not even considering Javon Kinlaw. Like, just as excited as you are about Javon Kinlaw, that should let you know you don't get that excited about a 17th overall player.
Yeah.
For the most part, you don't. For the most part, you don't. So, yeah, somebody asked me, so Voch, what if it's Kinlaw versus Lamb? You absolutely take Javon Kinlaw over Lamb. But that's like saying, Voch, would you take Chase Young over Lamb? What the hell Chase Young doing there at 17? What he doing there? What Jeff Okudah doing there at 17? You see what I mean? So
yeah. What don't we know?
I just want to operate in a realistic type of fashion here, in a somewhat quasi-realistic fashion. Go ahead.
Yeah, I've honestly removed Kinlaw from my thoughts.
Sure.
Yeah, and I think you have too, Voch. And like Voch is saying, guys, if Kinlaw is there, then something's wrong.
Yeah.
It's one of those. What was it, Sharif Floyd a couple years ago,
Sure.
where everybody was high and he fell and then he turned out to be a bust in the league. So,
Sure.
D tackle, if they're worth a damn, they're going
They
early.
gone.
Trust me. As poorly as Derek Brown ran in the whole 9, and he ain't gonna be there at 17. If he is, you pick him and but is he? No.
Sure.
So and that would be Derek Brown's situation would be different, I think, because he, his take's better than Kinlaw's to me.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
it would be because evaluators and teams got done because of a combine, which I pray that they wouldn't. Kinlaw is a little different because he has all the measurables. So if something's not right there, you better not be the one to screw it up. You see what I'm saying? So, that I've removed. I'm now DB, receiver if a great one falls. Hell, I'm even trade back.
So
if I'm not trading away from an elite talent. So, but I've seen people saying, hey, Foots don't. Nah, I've seen people saying, hey, don't let Voch get you. Nah, this is just two different trains of thought.
I ain't talking to Foots. Look, I'm not talking to Foots. I'm talking to y'all.
Yeah, look.
I'm talking to y'all.
I told Voch I'm still drafting Grant Delpit. Yeah. That's been my pick. I'm not coming off the pick.
Go ahead, get into it. Tell them why. Get into it.
Oh, well, we spoke earlier, and it's just, So as a film watcher, and Voch is that guy. I watch a lot of film. Voch watches more. So and you see the content that he puts up on the channel is because of the work he puts in. I mean, we don't get to this level as content creators by not being hard workers. So, and I'm coaching the whole nine. But when you're looking at a game, right, and you're looking at players, you want to see somebody jump off the screen. Okay. What CeeDee Lamb did when he just took a screen, just a jailbreak,
first Texas,
and he's just running past players. Yeah, that's him jumping off the screen. That's him saying, okay, if I put him in a good situation, on a good team, put him in a slot, find ways to get him the ball, he'll make plays in Dallas. I'm not mad at that. If you got to outscore teams, hey, you got to do it.
Foots, the one blueprint I want Dallas to go by this year so bad, and it's a way where after this happens, me and you will walk out satisfied together, right? Last year, Green Bay drafted Rashaan Evans at like 13. Then they traded back in and they got a little missile, Darnell Savage from Maryland. If Dallas can find a way to get whoever the hell we're gonna get at 17, whoever we get at 17, but then we come back and get Delpit at like 23 or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't want to trade back because it's hard to trade back. But if I can give up some picks to get back into the first round, if I could walk away with a CeeDee Lamb, Grant Delpit first round, let me throw my pen on the table so everybody can hear it. Shit. That's my move, Foots. That's my dream scenario. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I mean,
because I love Delpit too. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I went back and watched Delpit versus Florida. And then I went back, Then I went back and watched him versus Bama. I just see a guy who I don't know because he misses a few tackles in the Clemson game. And it's not even that he missed. He literally stuck his nose in there. They just broke the tackles, which happens in the game of football. Yeah. I see a guy who, it was one play, I want to say the Florida game, he literally came off the hash. And when I say came off the hash, anybody who's ever coached against a player or played with a guy who, when you come off that hash, you come and you can get to that sideline and make that play. He came off his hash. He was in a cover 2 look. He came off that hash, got to the sideline, and almost got that interception. You're just like, dog, okay, he gets it. He has a knack for the football. What are we looking for? Playmakers. What has Mike McCarthy drafted in the past? He's drafted a Ha Clinton Dix. Yeah. He will draft safety. So, to me, I like McKinney, but I love Delpit. Yeah. But if you, as a team, have evaluated, and I do think that Jerry Jeudy and CeeDee Lamb are better players than Delpit. Sure. So I think that they're rated higher. But if they're off your board, I think it's no-brainer, especially losing Jeff Heath, and we'll get into that later. you draft a Grant Delpit. Going back, refreshing, I just don't know why he wouldn't be a home run pick for your Dallas Cowboys.
Let me ask you this, brother.
Our Dallas Cowboys.
Let me ask you this, brother, because we got a lot of people watching right now. Let me ask you this. Differentiate Xavier McKinney from what we have in a Xavier Woods or Isaiah Wilson. I mean, not Isaiah Woods. Donovan Wilson. Take the type of player that Xavier McKinney is, and compare him to the players that we have on our team already. Like, differentiate him a little bit. Like, if we were to draft an Xavier McKinney, because I saw it one time in my chat box, and I've been seeing it other places too. I'm seeing that noise kind of die down a little bit, but I still see a handful of stragglers there. If we were to draft a guy like Xavier McKinney, what would he bring differently to the guys that we have already in our safety room?
Nothing.
I don't think very much.
Nothing. Yeah, I mean, it's
right.
he's literally, so if you go watch the Alabama LSU game, he's literally 4 yards from his defensive tackle, which means he's in the box.
Sure.
Which means he's 6 yards off the tackle, 4-6. So he's literally playing as like down in the box as a rover, whereas Delpit is on the roof. It's a difference.
I was just about to say, now, Foots, now look, take Grant Delpit and compare him to the guys we got.
Right.
What we missing?
So put it like this. If you hit on Delpit, I tread lightly. You've literally hit on like Ed Reed. I'm serious. Only because you can't coach 6'2", 6'3" with his instincts. Sure. If I need somebody to come make tackles, I'm going to play my linebackers, or I'm going to bring in Xavier Woods and play him in the box. But this is a passing league where you're going to be playing against a lot of quarterbacks who throw interceptions, like a Haskins, like a, Danny Dimes, whatever they call him.
I would not call him Danny Dimes.
Not Danny Dimes.
Daniel. I'm calling him what his mama named. I ain't calling him Danny Dimes. Go ahead.
Right. All right. So, yeah, Daniel. At the end of the day, we need to turn the ball over. We need game-changing plays, and I think that Delpit gives you that. Okay?
Yeah.
I think that seriously, you've seen it, Voch. I just don't know where this noise came from about him not being a good player. He's a great player. He's been my pick. Now, what Voch did was he didn't talk me into it. What he did was just say, Foots, think of him like this. And as a scout, you be bullish to just stay on your pick and just live there.
Sure.
Yeah, you be bullish to just live on your, to just have a guy that you love and just live there. Yeah. You gotta be open to hell. We don't know what Dallas is gonna do.
Sure.
Chason is still in play.
Sure.
We don't know.
And you know what, Foots, though? That's hard for me too, though, because sometimes when you love a player, it's hard to talk yourself out of it. It's hard to talk yourself out of it. But we just got to at least have 5 or so guys that we're looking for, so we not just stuck on one name. But let's move on with a little bit more of this free agent news, though. That was a good little bit we just did right there. So the Indianapolis Colts gave up their first round pick to get DeForest Buckner. That also goes back into my theory that big fat trash can full of dirt guys don't exist anymore, even if you're trying to stop the run. DeForest Buckner is not a trash can full of dirt guy. He is a movement, big, long, strong defensive tackle, and he's not a 380-pound type of cat. You know what I mean? Just me furthering my point. So San Francisco is at 13 now. That's kind of going to shake things up a little bit, maybe not. But when the Colts were in that spot, we were looking at, okay, they're going to be one of those teams that's going to possibly go quarterback to help our 17 chances, right? So the 49ers are drafting 13th overall now. Do you think that can potentially take a player off the board for us that we want?
Well, what do you like? So San Fran, to me, a couple glaring needs. Right. DB, sure. Receiver.
Sure.
And, hey, one of these safeties could be in play there.
Sure.
A corner could be in play. Yeah, D-tackle. I mean, sure. Richard Sherman isn't getting younger. Right. D-tackle, they could double down, even though they have such a great D-line play now in depth that they may not. So could that take away Dallas's needs? In a sense, yeah. I mean, if I had to rate it, San Francisco definitely would look receiver.
Sure.
Losing Emmanuel Sanders, and they already weren't great. Debo or bust, and they're gonna run the ball, yes, but you do want to have a guy on the outside who can win. Right now, they kind of have guys. Would they like to get an alpha dog? Yeah.
Sure.
So would they go, Jerry Jeudy? Maybe. Yeah. Would they go CeeDee Lamb?
Sure.
It's kind of the same type of player as a Debo, so I'm thinking you go more of a route technician in way of Jerry Jeudy. So yeah, to answer your question, Voch, yes, I think that could take a player off of the board that we want. Hey, could they go KingLombardi?
And that's what I was about to get into. My theory, I think that's going to be the heartbreak pick. I think that's going to be the one where Cowboy fans collectively, cry a river because KingLombardi just got taken there right in front of you to where we didn't think the KingLombardi would go to like he wouldn't go to Indy or nothing like that. But I do think like San Francisco, they played it right. They got rid of a guy. They saved some money, and now they can use that same pick that they just got to get a younger version of that and just keep that D-line factory going. You know what I'm saying? But I was saying that to say also I think that's where we lose KingLombardi. So C.J. Henderson could be that pick too. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
C.J. Henderson could be that pick too, but I think that's going to be the.
I think they would. I think they would have KingLombardi as a higher rated player than C.J. Henderson.
Absolutely.
Now, what does that mean for Dallas, Voch? Not much.
No, not much. Absolutely.
Yeah, not much because realistically, we need these. All right, Cowboys fans. Me and Voch gonna say this till the day we pick it.
Right.
We're gonna be on a live. Hell, we might get together a live stream. Me and my man might talk. We're gonna be quarantined till then. Shit. Mm-hmm. The truth of the matter is, you need these tackles to go.
Sure.
I want 4 tackles drafted
5
in the first 15 picks. 5.
Put Austin Jackson up there too. Put Austin Jackson from USC up there too. Let his ass go.
Hey.
Josh Jones, put all of them up there.
That's what I wanted to get pushed up.
Yeah.
Josh Jones, the whole 9. You want these guys pushed up. So, because you want them pushed up because that's good players pushed down.
Right.
And people get bullish over tackles because the simple fact is there's not a lot of good offensive line playing in the league. And so you see guys getting overpaid at the position, whereas, GMs around the league may say, hey, decent value early on in the draft at the tackle position, not much depth. Voch, I know you really study that position, so you tell me, but not much depth later on in the draft. Hey, if you're a team that needs a playmaker and needs offensive line help, maybe you get your offensive lineman early. Like I tell you right now, okay, Voch, I'm gonna tell you right now, Arizona's drafting the tackle. The Chargers, people think that the Chargers are gonna draft a quarterback. Sure. Don't be surprised if they turn in their car for a tackle because that offensive line is that bad.
Sure.
Like people were like, Tom Brady's going to the Chargers. No, he's not. Like you, there's not enough picks and free agents in the world to fix that draft. To fix that offensive line that early. Cleveland drafting a tackle, and the Jets could very well draft a tackle. So that's 4 teams right there.
We need Austin Jackson from USC and Josh Jones from Houston. We need tackle of that's 5. That's 5 and 6. We need tackle 5 and 6 to go top 17. So that's what y'all need to be looking for. I think if anything, we're just talking about the San Fran trade. I think if anything, that kind of bumps quarterback around a little bit and make that a bit strange because we want Jordan Love to go top 17. But what could happen with that? Let me look down. Teddy Bridgewater just went to the Panthers at 7, so they're not going to be in the race. I know Tom Brady, goofy ass, went to Tampa Bay and made them worse at quarterback somehow. That's a whole nother show. But Tampa Bay got a quarterback now. That's not to say that they can't look quarterback into the future, but that is something to kind of keep your eyes on there. Fush, you ready to hit the big Cowboy news, famo?
Yeah, I'm ready to hit the Cowboy news. One quick back on this because that was a really good topic about
Oh
it.
yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Would Tampa Bay is part of the deal with getting a Tom Brady that Tom said you guys need to go draft a tackle
Right.
or draft because their O-line isn't great either.
Big facts. True.
So that's just, I got a buddy who's a Denver fan. The kid they just drafted 2 years ago, they don't like. So I mean, I'm telling you, just pray that these tackles get overdrafted. All right, Voch, let's talk Cowboys, buddy.
So Gerald McCoy just signed his deal to the Dallas Cowboys, fam. 3-year deal, like 18 million or something, like 6 per year, something like that. I don't know. This is one of many moves that we're going to talk about how that affects the Cowboys and their draft movements and philosophies and things like that. I like Gerald McCoy. I dropped a film session on him earlier, so after this,
y'all should. It was really good.
Thank you, sir. Yeah,
everybody needs to go watch that. Voch really talks about. He's so true. We teach our D linemen at where I coach. You'd win with your hands, and you're spot on, bro. Hand placement.
Indubitably.
Yeah.
But I don't want us as Cowboy fans to just be comfortable with the Gerald McCoy pick. You know what I mean? I don't want us to be like, we got Gerald McCoy. We ain't taking no D tackle. Or we don't need to find other D tackle work. You see what I'm saying? Or, just whatever. I think, because with D line, you need like 8 or so guys, like 8, 9, 10 guys all together. And I do think Gerald McCoy is going to be a good piece in that situation. I was arguing with one dude in my comment section on that video. I think I smoked him in like 10 comments. Y'all can go watch it though. Y'all go read that. But he was like, why would you put the words Gerald McCoy and rotation in the same sentence? Well, because Gerald McCoy get tired too, player. Gerald McCoy get tired too. You know what I'm saying?
You should have asked him. How did that rotation this year work for Robert Quinn? It just got him a lot of money.
There you go. I do think though, Foots, do you think that we upgraded with Gerald McCoy from Malik Collins? I think we're older, but did we upgrade?
I think so. I think McCoy's a better player.
Yeah.
However, I gotta see what is Tom. So Tom Zula's actually a lot like in his philosophy.
Sure.
He's actually a lot like Rob Marinelli.
Right.
Great coach. So what are we asking McCoy to do? I don't want him too gapping.
Right.
What do you want McCoy to do? Let me ask you, Voch. What do you want McCoy to do?
B gap, getting upfield, busting ass, 30 snaps a game.
Okay, bet. Yeah, we got a better player because when he's fresh, he's gonna come in and F a play up for. He's gonna. You'll see a lot of tackles for loss with him. Mm-hmm. He just has a feel for what offenses are trying to do. Mm-hmm. That's what he did in Tampa Bay. Now the problem was, teams like that didn't draft correctly. Sure. So this will be now where we can see what type of player Tristan Hill is.
Sure.
Okay.
Plus, the one thing that scarred the hell out of me last year, dog, and it made me sick, bro. We went played the daggum Packers, and Aaron Rodgers didn't beat us. Aaron Jones got 4 touchdowns on the ground. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
Le'Veon kind of got off a little bit. Saquon did pretty good in the first game. Ham, the running back the fullback Ham from Minnesota, him and Dalvin Cook ran all over us. You know what I'm saying?
They did. They did, Voch.
We need to fix that run defense, man. If anything.
Yeah, you need to be stouter at the point. And a new voice in Tom Zula may be good for these guys. I think what Gerald McCoy brings is he's a veteran. He knows the game. Like I said, the hand usage. And there was a lot of times where you would see Malik just get washed. Mm-hmm. I don't think that you'll see that. Now, Malik was a good player too.
Sure.
So I got a friend who's in Las Vegas, Oakland, Las Vegas, whatever you want to call him nowadays.
Sure.
I told him they got a good player. But Gerald McCoy in a rotation makes a lot of sense. I see a lot of people wanting to get Snacks Harrison. I'll be honest, I don't know how good is Snacks right now.
He's old and he's heavy.
Right. And so that's the problem with one text. So after they get paid or after they hit a certain age, they're not good for much, to be honest with you. because they're not in good shape.
And you know what though, Foots? Something else too. Let me not just say that because that's a very fan way to say it. We're doing a show for y'all. We want y'all to have information. Let me give a more nuanced answer than that. Snacks Harrison. Okay, football isn't played A gap to A gap anymore. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, Snacks Harrison. I mean, if we're running power schemes and we're running A gap, then Snacks Harrison is fantastic. We're running A gap like linebackers like Mike Singletary. We're only responsible like anything between the two B gaps. That's what I'm gonna do. I ain't gotta run sideline to sideline. Football ain't that no more, Foots. We running options. We running traps. We running outside zone, inside zone. We running jet sweeps. We getting the ball to the outside. We doing quick game. We doing bubbles. Hell, we doing this inside zone. If you a big fat one tech, you in backside A gap. If I'm running inside zone, I'm following the green grass. I get to pick what lane I go in. If I see you in the back lane, I'm just not going to go your way. That neutralizes Snacks Harrison. If I'm running bubbles, that neutralizes Snacks Harrison. I'm running outside zone, jet sweeps, handoff sweeps, tosses. I'm neutralizing Snacks Harrison. Why you think DeForest Buckner's so great? Because he's Snacks Harrison, but his ass can run. He tall and he kind of trim swole like a damn superhero. He can run. So everybody fighting for Snacks Harrison because they living off old bodies. That's what we say in the hood. They living off old bodies. You know what I mean? We talk about what Snacks used to be. But Snacks is still a good one tech. But football ain't played like that no more. That's why the Giants give up a 4th round pick to send him somewhere. That's why the Lions ain't fighting for his rights. That's why he's a free agent right now. Ain't no elite one techs just hanging around out there. It don't exist. You got to give me something in the pass rush. You got to be able to run. Because if I go and draft CeeDee Lamb and if I get him involved in quick game and he running a swing out the backfield with that motion, or Tony Pollard running a swing out the backfield off the motion quick pass, who gonna catch him?
Chase him down,
Not Snacks Harrison. Snacks ain't finna catch Tony Pollard. I don't care what angle he take. So I'm not just saying Snacks big fat one tech old guy just to shit on him. I'm saying that because one techs need to be able to move somehow. One techs nowadays are basically bigger 3 techs. Basically. You know what I mean? So that's why Snacks ain't got a job right now. I just wanted to give y'all a more nuanced answer.
Yeah, I mean, listen, what was it last place? Detroit. Detroit's defense, wasn't the worst, if I can remember. You guys there's a reason why these guys are free agents, okay? There's a reason why the free agents that got picked up. Listen, there's a whole pro personnel group that watches these guys all throughout the year. If we us as fans know the name, can these guys still play?
Sure.
Okay. And Voch is spot on. The game, unless you are San Francisco, who's kind of going to run at you with Mike Shanahan's zone scheme, everybody else is playing the game sideways. Okay?
Sure.
You got to run. You see what I'm saying? We teach our kids, you got to run. The game is played sideways nowadays. But you do have some teams, like in Minnesota,
sure,
like in San Francisco, who plays with the fullback, and they're going to come at you with power because that is, that's their personnel. Mm-hmm. Dallas, I'm going to tell you right now, with Tony Pollard, Ezekiel Elliott is the exception because he is a power player. You want him in a power scheme running straight to me. But with Amari Cooper, the route running ability, with the Michael Gallup, the catch ability, we are a big play, play design year 2, and we are in what's our offensive coordinator? And Kellen Moore's system. Okay, yeah. We are sideways, sideline to sideline.
Last year we played 3 teams that run power run schemes. Patriots do it a little bit. You said the Vikings, they do it a little bit.
They do. They run the ball hard.
And Buffalo kind of do that goofy little stuff too. But like dealing with Saquon and them, Kamara and them, Aaron Jones and them, whoever the hell the Eagles run out there, you know what I'm saying? Like
it's
the
space.
Rams.
They're trying to play. Yeah, you got to be able to play in space. Mm-hmm. And your bigs got to be able to run. Sure. And that's why rotation is key. Listen, some of you guys, Tristan Hill, let's be honest. I saw good reps, I saw bad reps. But I think what happened was we had way too high of expectations on him because we treated a second-round player like he was going to be a first-round player, and he was never a first-round player. He's more of a third-round player because you didn't know if you would be able to get him in the third round, you draft him in the second. You see what I'm saying?
Boy,
but I'm gonna tell you this, Voch.
It made me mad.
Voch. Listen, Voch has never given up on Tristan Hill, and I'm gonna tell you this,
because it's too soon to give up on him.
It is. It is. The problem. All right. Here's another thing. We got time tonight, Voch, so it's all love, baby boy.
Matt Judon was bad for 2 years. Brandon Graham was bad for 2 years. Jaron Reed was bad for 2 years. Shaquille Barrett was bad for 4 years. You know what I'm saying?
You know who what? We had to talk about this today. When you think about the numbers, okay, yeah. Clowney has never had a 10-sack year.
DeMarcus Lawrence was a pedestrian for 2 years. Go ahead.
Oh, I remember D-Law, but that's what I'm saying. Like the biggest myth in football, Clowney is a baller.
Clowney got 3 sacks last year. Go ahead, Foots.
Clowney, exactly.
Go ahead,
let's
Foots.
talk about it.
My bad. Go ahead, Foots.
Let's really, since Voch said let's educate these people. Okay. Let's talk football, Voch.
Sure.
Let's talk from 2 different perspectives. The fan perspective. We want a player. We see highlights. He played for our alma mater. We went to his games. We screamed his name. The coach's perspective. Can this guy adapt to our scheme? The good coach, the good general manager perspective. We draft a guy. We have a plan. That's 3 different perspectives I just gave you. Now, let's talk about football and how it makes sense and how you have to make these guys make sense, okay? Let's talk about Clowney. Clowney playing in space in a 3-4 scheme, not a good idea. That's what Houston tried to do, okay? You see it all the time when you draft players. You draft a guy, you ask him to do something that he's never done in college. You ask him to do something like play in space or carry running backs out the backfield or do these weird things, and you know what? You end up with a bust because you know that you drafted a player. You know he couldn't do this. You thought he would get to the league and automatically be able to do it. The biggest myth in football is that when you draft a player, development stops. That's the biggest myth in football. That's the biggest myth in football, Voch.
Darren Jones
Jones
said, but we're talking about D tackle, though. It's rare that a D tackle is trash for years, then all of a sudden figures it out. I said Jaron Reed, A'Shawn Robinson, guys like Solomon Thomas were trash when they first got here.
Solomon Thomas was garbage.
Andrew Billings, a guy that I really want. Andrew Billings, when he was in Baylor,
yeah.
I was a big fan of Andrew Billings. He was kind of quiet for a few years. I'm looking to get Andrew Billings on my team right now. You can't force D tackle. Look, Tristan Hill is 20 years old. He might be 21 now. Let him get into an off season. Let all these D tackles get into an off season and grow a little bit. Then we'll see where they at. Why we quitting on 1 year players?
No. Thomas is not trash. He has not lived up to where he was drafted. That's another issue. But guys, like Voch just told you, these guys are listen. Tristan Hill will never probably in his league, in the time that he's in the league, be as strong as Travis Frederick. You want to know why? There's a such thing as man strength. You get what I'm saying to you? He's 21, dog. He can't even get a drink yet. He's not in his man body. You feel what I'm saying? So let him develop. Let him be in a full offseason program. You can't give up on these guys. You just can't. He's a second-round pick. He'll turn it around.
I feel like I had these conversations every single stream. I had these conversations every single stream, and I get so mad. I get so angry.
You know what though, Voch? We live in a popcorn society. It sucks because people don't put together a plan. Sure. I'm glad the Warriors didn't give up on Steph Curry because apparently he was frail. Apparently he had bad ankles. And then 3 years later, they brought in Steve Kerr, who, by the way, Steve Kerr had Draymond Green on the bench. It's not Steve Kerr. Mark Jackson had Draymond Green on the bench. So the Warriors, I know this is not basketball talk, but we got time today.
Yeah.
They brought in Steve Kerr, who actually played Draymond Green, and they went to a small ball lineup, and then they won 3 championships. So the point is, you have to have a plan. You get what I'm saying?
Sure.
You have to have a plan. We don't know what was going on behind closed doors. Jason Garrett could have been sitting Tristan Hill because he wasn't wearing the right blue shirt to meetings. I don't know. We don't know what was going on behind closed doors. A new slate. Mike McCarthy is a different coach. This is what you guys need to expect, okay? Forget Tristan and all this. Mike McCarthy is known for drafting well. He's known for drafting guys who will come in and look like they are and not even look like that. They will be prepared as young draft picks, okay? So be prepared for the offense to look different and be prepared for these guys that he does draft to get a chance to play. That's what I'm excited about. Hill will be fine. We spent a lot of time on Tristan Hill. Damn,
I'd be so mad. I'd be so mad.
Hey, Voch, I want you though.
It was warranted though. It was warranted because we were talking about Gerald McCoy and we ended up talking about the D tackles on his team. So it does make sense. One last point about Tristan Hill. One last point that we move on to the rest of these free agents. Somebody in the chat box said, "Well, how come Tristan didn't dress?" Well, because in this how this football thing is set up, we can only dress 46 people. So you prioritize skill players because they can play kickoff for you. They can play kick return, punt return for you. Tristan Hill can't play kick return, punt return for you. And why didn't because Tristan Hill played 3-tech, right? Who was in front of him at 3-tech? Well, Malik was up there, and Michael Bennett was up there, and Kerry Hyder was up there. And these are three guys that have started at 3-tech in the league. You got three 3-techs that have started and got sacks and stats in the league at the 3-tech position. Tristan couldn't get in front of them because he was the young boy and they were the veterans, and that's what you do. In football, it's called seniority. It's what it's called. And if you only got 46 spots and Tristan don't play kickoff, kick return, if you don't play none of that, then Tristan ain't gonna dress. That's just how it is. That's just how it is. It is what it is.
That's just how it is.
Tristan gonna dress this year. Nah.
Yeah.
Tristan gonna dress this year. Let's move on. Let's see. What was that? Okay, cool. Hey man, Byron Jones gone, dog. I had a whole funeral on my last live stream. Byron Jones got a big old bag from Miami. We knew
I had an argument with somebody. Voch.
Go ahead.
I didn't mean to cut you off, sir, but
no, you good.
People are really dumb for thinking that this isn't a big loss. I'm gonna just say that. I have nothing else to say. You're really stupid if you think Byron Jones isn't a big loss.
Sure.
Like, you're dumb. Leave this live right now.
Sure.
Serious. That's all I had to say, Voch. Like, literally.
Big facts. Because there are some goofy ass people that was like good riddance. There are some goofy ass people that said that. And I totally agree, fam. Byron Jones is fantastic. You're gonna miss him, and you're gonna notice because all of a sudden they're gonna start throwing to a side of the field that they ain't throw to in 3 years. And because we forgot the left side of the field existed. Honestly, we forgot. Everybody talking about some Chris Harris. Byron had better numbers than Chris Harris.
Well, Eddie, let me answer Eddie. Let's we having a good time.
We got time. Get into it, man.
Yeah, we got time. So I'm not calling people stupid, really, Eddie. Eddie, you're not stupid, okay,
We're not calling
my brother?
nobody stupid. We just want y'all to think a little bit. We just want y'all to think a little bit. That's all.
But it's foolish to think that a guy who, because he doesn't get interceptions, I guess, because he doesn't get interceptions. Now, I'm going to tell you something. That Brian Flores, I started to watch Miami as the year went on.
Sure.
They played hard for him.
Sure.
He going to do something good in Miami. Watch what I tell you.
Absolutely.
Byron Jones, he's bringing in the right pieces.
Sure.
Shaquille Barrett,
sure.
Another good squeeze that he pick up.
Kyle Van Noy's over there.
Van Noy, he's getting the right pieces. You know, and I equate this to this. You know, I love Marcus Peters. He's one of my favorite players. He gets a lot of interceptions. He also gets beat a lot. He gets ran past a lot. If it wasn't for that Baltimore scheme, you'd be looking at Marcus Peters like he's so it's not all about interceptions. I'd rather have a guy who's steady, who allows me to play defense. I can kind of cheat a little bit. Why? Because I know that one side of the field, to be completely honest with you, is shut down.
Yeah.
You know, that's my Byron Jones rant. Just be careful. Be careful. Not because listen, now, you know, and we'll talk about this when we get to our draft segment. You know, whether we like it or not, the truth of the matter is you're drafting 2 DBs. at minimum in this draft. So get ready. At minimum.
Byron's gone, but we signed AB back. I think we signed him back today. So what does this mean for cornerback to you, Foots? Are we forced to draft a corner? Can we kind of wait around a little bit? What are you thinking? What's the vibes there?
I'm drafting C.J. Henderson because I think he's a better player than AB. Mm-hmm. I think that you bring in AB, you do sign AB for what, Voch? We know what that's for. Yeah, a veteran presence who knows your system, who this guy isn't forced to start right away. Yeah. But if it's my money and the Cowboys say, you know what, the cornerback position, we don't know what's going to happen with Jordan Lewis next year. We like Anthony Brown. See, I like Anthony Brown on the inside. Sure. I like him on the outside.
That's what I think it's for. Grabby. That's exactly what I think it's for. Somebody got to play nickel. Yeah.
Yeah. So he got to play nickel. The problem with Anthony Brown is the awareness. Mm-hmm. He's never the awareness to me. And I don't know if it's what Chris Richard is teaching him, but these guys, and it was the same issue with Cheeto. It's like you're in position, your head's not around. I don't know what the technique is. The technique, they're never getting completely left off the screen. That's never an issue.
Sure.
It's split-second decisions. You don't get your head around. You're not playing the ball correctly. What's the deal? And so I don't know if it's I know Richard kind of believes in what he believes, but it's like, dude, these guys aren't making the play on the football. So I don't know if they need to play more off coverage. I don't know if they need to play. I don't know. You know what I mean, Voch? But, hey, I do like Anthony Brown. I'm just not in love with Anthony Brown. If I have a chance to upgrade, I will. It could be a Darnay Holmes in the third round. You know, whatever you want to do, if you have a chance to, whatever, if you like Anthony Brown, cool. But to me, if I have a chance to upgrade, that's what I'm going to do.
Sure. Marcus Hardison just asked me a very important question. He says, Voch, who would you have given up to keep Byron Jones if you were the money man? Zeke. And I said that last year. You know, it's just that Zeke is signed now, so, you know, it just kind of is what it is, and there's nothing we can do about it. Some good
running backs in this draft, though.
Oh, goodness. I was thinking about pairing Tony up with Cam Akers, dog.
Oh. What about Zach Moss? Oh,
I love Zach Moss, man. I'm dropping the Zach Moss film session in like 6 days, man.
You talking about somebody who run hard, bro?
Yeah.
I got a pet cat for you too, Voch. I know we got a lot to get to, but I got a pet cat for you too.
Who you got? We'll get back to it. Who you got?
I like him in like the 5th, the 4th. Receiver by the name of Brian Edwards.
South Carolina.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I just like that he does not drop the football.
Sure.
He's got a big body. Separation, yeah.
And you know what? It's a lot of receivers like him that aren't very special physically, but they know how to play ball. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's a baller.
That's exactly what he is. He's kind of like Kenny Galladay to me.
Sure.
Big body.
Sure.
But he catches everything. Not fast, but just a football player. So if you guys get a chance, man, check out Brian Edwards, South Carolina. He's one of my pet cats. Sure. I do believe the Cowboys will draft a receiver. I just don't know when.
Sure. Speaking of receivers, Segway Jones, Amari Cooper got his money. He got 5 years, $100 million. 3 of those years are guarantees. That's like 60, I believe, something like that. So I feel good that we going into this thing and we at least got a number 1 receiver. I feel good about that. So even if I don't get my guy CeeDee Lamb, whoever we draft as complimentary guys, I feel good about, because I know that we got a number 1 over there, and I know that we got Michael Gallup over on the other side. So now the big deal. Now let me cross this other name out too. Randall Cobb got twice as much money as we was gonna give him. But he got it. Boy, the Texans just do what they want, boy. We was gonna sign Randall Cobb for half of that, but Randall I can't blame Randall. He's doubling his bread to go to Houston. So Can't hate that. But with Randall Cobb going right now, we have Cooper and Gallup, and the nickel spots kind of open. We do have John V. Johnson. We do have Jalen Guyton. We got guys that are around. But in the news, they've been saying Emmanuel Sanders. We're not going to talk about Emmanuel Sanders because the ink ain't on the paper yet. So we'll just look at it from a draft perspective. How important are you putting slot receiver up there? Because I know I said CeeDee Lamb, but you are correct though, Foots. You are correct in that. I'm just being overkill guy, but we can get a guy like KJ Hamler somewhere in the third if we don't take a receiver in the first. We can get Michael Pittman. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Yeah, if you want a big slot, I mean, like I said, now we can go back to that conversation we had earlier about.
Sure.
If you want to get a one type and put Amari Cooper in a slot at times, you can do that.
Sure.
It's football. You can do whatever you want. You can evaluate and look at it and say, hey, we're going to motion Amari Cooper inside. And now these guys, he has, again, a two-way go. What is a two-way go? Hey, Dak, we're going to work on, hey, I see the way that this DB is playing me, this slot guy. I'm going to break here or here. And guess what Amari Cooper does well? He runs routes really well. He has all sorts of releases. He has a stutter go. He has all these types of releases that makes Amari. I mean, hell, Voch has done a million film sessions on him, and that's what you do when you draft him. I mean, when you pay the money for him, you use him in every type of way. Okay.
You want to talk about a wide receiver pet cat? I got a pet cat at wide receiver that's not named CeeDee Lamb. How deep are you in your wide receiver talk?
Man, let's talk. I've been watching these receivers since last year. I can go deep.
Tennessee got a receiver named Juwan Jennings, fam.
Dog, he's a dog. Juwan Jennings is a problem.
I'm about to put him on the screen. I'm about to watch the film on the screen. Keep going. I'm just about to play with Juwan Jennings on the screen. Go ahead.
Bruh, he's a problem.
Go ahead.
6'3", 200. Listen, I know about Juwan more than – listen, he's a lot like – he reminds me of Brian Edwards. Same – man, sure. He is special.
Probably a little bigger, probably a little slower.
He's bigger.
But ain't nobody tackling him, though.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody tackling my son, dog. Nobody. Yeah. And you can kind of be creative with him because I look at him sometimes. I go, yeah, I would like for him to be like a bigger slot receiver, or you could put him outside and let him do goal line things, or some of the same things that you would do with CeeDee Lamb, like quick game stuff. Do it with him because he's not going to really separate with speed anyway. And I like the fact that he ran like a 4.7 40 or whatever. I want people to hate him because he don't win with speed no way. He don't win with speed. He win with your ass ain't tackling me, player. That's how
Bosh, you funny. I want people to hate it. I'm going to tell you something else, though. If we being honest, Voch, I want big slots to come back. I want that to be the trend, dog. Sure. I remember when they used to put Anquan Bolden in the slot, bro. Like,
yes, sir.
I remember, like, bro, I want big slots to come back. Like, you could put a big in the slot. You could put a Michael Pittman in the slot. You could do whatever you want. Mm-hmm. Like, it's all about creating mismatches and finding ways to get your dogs the ball and finding mismatches. Guess what? If I got a 5'8" quick receiver in the slot, and I got a 6'3" man-child named Juwan Jennings, guess what?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to go run a pop pass. I'm going to go run a Texas route, and I'm going to get him the ball in space and let him work.
I put his ass in a wildcat and hand it to him. Whatever I got to do. Whatever you got to do.
Yeah, man, listen. That's the name of the game, man. Coach. Listen, KJ Hill, if you like him, I love him. I did film. I did the whole 9 on him. I had him in one of my mocks. So, again, with the class being this deep, it makes a lot of sense. Now, I'm gonna dispel some. I've seen a lot of people talking about Claypool.
Okay.
I don't like him.
I agree.
I like so
that fast forward don't mean nothing to me because he's slow on film. So.
Right. That's so Chase Claypool. I'm good.
Yeah.
The problem with Claypool is the hips. His hips suck.
Sure.
And the feet suck. Sure. But he's fast in a straight line, just like Albert O. Yeah. Same issue.
Yeah.
Because Albert O ran a great 40 time, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Tight end.
Sure.
Missouri. But he doesn't play that fast.
Film trumps all that. Film,
yeah.
Film kills all
Film does, and that's what I was impressed about CeeDee. is how fast he plays. You gotta understand these guys. They train for the combine. They can drop speed. They do all this stuff. But when you're looking on film, that's why my guy, and I'm not coming off him at the tight end position, is Bryson Hopkins. But let me say this real quick, Voch, to your receiver point. I will say this, and I've moved off of my tight end stance.
Yes, sir.
I'm not all the way sold on Blake Jarwin. I know that we paid him.
Okay.
I'm still not sold. Don't think he's tough. Okay. But we'll see. He'll have every opportunity, the whole nine. Sure. That being said, if you don't have to play with a tight end if you have good receivers.
Sure.
Just play with good receivers. Just throw your receivers the football and just spread the ball around that way. You don't, and I think that's one thing that I do appreciate about Mike McCarthy. Like, if he wants to run the ball, he's gonna put his linemen in overload sets and unbalanced sets or whatever he wants to do and run the ball that way. Mm-hmm. If he wants to pass the ball, he's going to put receivers in. He's not going to have this, this mindset, oh, yeah, we got to have a guy that does both. I don't think those guys really exist anymore.
Sure.
Those, even TJ Henderson, I got news for you guys. He didn't really play that well last year.
Sure.
And the whole thing on him was he was a complete tight end, this, that, and the third.
Hockenson, you mean? But
yeah, TJ Hockenson.
But
I said TJ Henderson.
But rookie tight ends really don't. They're not who they are year one neither. That's another one. You know what I mean? Like how many rookie tight ends come in their rookie year and they are who they are. They got to get into their man body, and then they got two jobs to learn. They got to learn the inline stuff, and they got to learn the receiving side. So they got more. But you are right when you say that the tight end game is changing, and sometimes we have to force ourselves to be innovative when we're watching these players or whatever. We can't just say, "Oh, I hate that player because he doesn't block." Well, fine. Just don't ask him to block then. Get you another tight end to block in line. But if he's a tight end that's mismatch guy, if he's like an Evan Ingram, like mismatch wise or whatever, then draft him and put him in mismatch scenarios. Let's stop thinking about putting people in scenarios where they're not good anymore. We got to grow. We got to grow as talent evaluators.
Totally. Yeah. I mean, hey, like we just talked about it for what?
I'm on fire tonight.
30 minutes.
I'm on fire. But yeah, you're right. 30. Yeah.
We just talked about it for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Draft a guy with a plan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Year one, like I'll be honest, to see Michael Gallup's growth has been good.
Sure. It's
been special. Here's a third round player who, quite frankly, in 2 more years could be a bona fide one.
Sure.
Michael Gallup could be a bona fide one in the league. Coming from Colorado State. That's pretty impressive.
Sure.
1,000-yard year last year with a lot of drops, but I think he's going to get better. So at the end of the day, draft a player with a plan. And I think that will be good. I want to draft, man. Let's draft, man.
All right, let's do it. We just lost the best safety in the league, though, man. Jeff Heath.
Oh, Lord.
Actually, though, before we move on to the draft, we got one more. Robert Quinn is a Bear now. I think it's very interesting that Robert Quinn felt like the decline in his career came from the Miami Dolphins asking him to stand up and be a linebacker. And he comes to Dallas, and he puts his hand back in the dirt, and he gets double-digit sacks, and now he leaves us and makes twice the money he was going to make here. But then he goes to Chicago, and now he got to stand up again. So it's going to be interesting to see how that works out.
Yeah, listen, it's going to be very, very interesting to see how that works out, Bacho. I'm excited, man.
Absolutely, indubitably. So me and Brother Foots have this goofy little situation that we never did before. But we're kind of gonna do it on the fly and see if we can figure it out. And
it's gonna be tight, Voch. I got a good feeling.
Should be fun. So what we're going to do, what me and Brother Foots are gonna do, is we're gonna go round by round. It's probably gonna be like 5 rounds. I say we'll do. That should be fun. It should be like 5 rounds or so. We might go 4, but let's do 5. And we're going to give 3 possibilities. Me and Foots are gonna debate and find 3 possible players that we could take at each spot. That is 17, 50, 180, something, 4th round, 5th round, whatever. and we're going to interact with the chat box. So my chat box pulled up is on my big screen now. I'm looking right at it, and we're all gonna work together to build this goofy ass draft. All right, all right.
Let's roll.
So in this first one, I think which is gonna be pretty a pretty interesting one. The first round pick, 17 overall. We got Delbert, of course. We got CeeDee Lamb, of course. Foots, I want to add 2 more names because I think it's going to spice things up a little bit. I got AJ Epinesa, and I also have CJ Henderson. So, chat box, right now, while me and Foots are debating, I want y'all in the chat box to tell us who y'all want to draft at 17 out of Delpit, Epinesa, Henderson, and Lamb. Kinlaw ain't there. Kinlaw ain't there. I want y'all to think a little bit. Brother Foots, tell me why your guy and why not mine.
I'm drafting Grant Delpit.
Of course.
Because he gonna give me 4 picks, maybe 5 picks his rookie year. And then he gonna do 6 and 7 his junior year. I'm drafting Grant Delpit. I think that he just gives you a playmaker on the back end.
Okay, let me just tell you how messy my damn chat box is. Out of the 4 answers, they're gonna pick the guys that me and you want because they want me and you to fuss. That's what it's looking like. I'm seeing nothing but Delpit and Lamb.
It's good.
But
man, this is good, man.
Interestingly enough, I see a lot of Hendersons in there as well. I see a handful of Hendersons, but nobody's saying Epinesa, which I find is interesting. So we just gonna pass on edge this round. So in rounds 2, 3, or 4, I need y'all to keep your minds on that. If we're gonna pass on edge, we need to be looking forward to edge in the next rounds or so. So it's Delpit and Lamb. First, I know what you're going to hit me with. I know you're going to hit me with, well, Voch, we can find a good receiver in the later rounds. I know you're going to hit me with that, and it's harder to find a safety in the second rounds. Chat box, what about Winfield? I know y'all love Winfield around here. Wouldn't y'all feel better about a Lamb-Winfield combination? Okay? Think about that, chat box. When you want to take my side on that, Foots, who would you pair? At wide receiver with your guy? You know what I'm saying? Like if you had to kind of do 1 and 2 real fast, just so we can settle on 1 real fast. You know what I mean? Who would you pick to pair along with Grant Delpit?
I would pick.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Throwing my pen on the table. Let's take
right, no. You don't got me. If I had to, all right, here we go. If I had to pair, all right. If I had to pair with Delpit,
sure. And
this is me being totally uncliche, like I be doing and whatnot. If I had to pair with Delpit, can I get a Jeff Gladney for 10, please? In a second. So now we got Delpit. I'm gonna double down. Okay. I'm gonna double down on DB. Okay. Let's go Delpit and Gladney. Boom, bing, bada bing.
I'm not gonna let you get away with Gladney in the second. Okay. So damn. So look, how about this? To make it easy, and I think I saw more leaning towards you than me in the chat box or whatever. Let's say we got Delpit in the first round. But chat box though, I'm gonna get real pissed off because if we ain't got a good receiver, y'all in trouble. And if we ain't got a good and what else? And if we ain't got a good edge guy, y'all in trouble. I'm gonna be pissed off. I'm gonna shut this damn live stream down. I'm gonna go to bed if we don't find a good damn receiver. One that I feel is not gonna be as good as Lamb, but relatively close to what I can get with Lamb. So Foots, you win. We got your guy, Grant Delpit. He's going to come in and he's going to play free safety. We're going to move on with our lives. I don't want to hear nobody else say nothing about safety moving forward. And if I can pick a side to kind of make me feel good about it, at least I don't have to go into the second round looking for something that I know is going to run out. You see what I mean?
That's a great way to think about it, bro.
I know safety's going to run out. Even though I think Lamb is the better player, I'm willing to comply on this. All right, so safety's off the board right now. So we're in the middle of the second round right now. Let me scratch out Winfield. He ain't here no more because we got a safety. So we're in the second round, Foots. Pass rusher-wise, chat box, I want y'all to listen up. Foot. So pass rusher wise, like guys like Julian Okwara is there from Notre Dame, right? Guys like because they run out so fast. Bradley and I possibly. You can probably get him in the third round, but we'll say second round guy right now because we know pass rushers kind of run out quick. What about a guy like Kenny Willekes? That's an edge guy for you, okay? That's going to be our pool of edge guys. Cornerbacks.
Rerun the pool for me, Voch, one more time.
Julian Okwara.
Okay.
Bradley and I.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I said like Kenny Willekes or something. I ain't drafted Kenny Willekes, but it's part of the pool though. It's part of the pool.
Okay.
Would you want to take one of those guys? This one about to piss you off though, Foots. Can I interest you in a Cam Dantzler in the second round, cornerback from Mississippi State?
Yeah, you can.
What a
feisty player.
Cool.
Oh my God.
Cool. Gladney, TCU cornerback. Can I interest you in that?
You could totally interest me in Gladney.
So let me ask you this, Foots. Who the hell gonna be my second round wide receiver? I want you to pick. Who's gonna be my second round wide receiver? Give me one.
Let's go, Ayuk. All right.
Boy, that's a hell of a drop from Lamb, Brandon Ayuk. Okay, let me ask you a question. How about this? Let me ask you a question. Do you think CeeDee Lamb will be there? I mean, not CeeDee Lamb. Shit, pardon me. He definitely gonna be there. Denzel Mims. You think Mims gonna be there at 52?
I think there's a chance.
Yeah.
It depends on. So I don't know what the league feel is for Mims.
Mm-hmm.
I know everybody in Texas loves Mims. I don't know how TCU got. I don't know how much the league loves Mims though.
Okay, so I'm gonna put Mims in this pool. Foots, if you had to represent a cornerback for our second round pick, would it be Gladney or would it be Dantzler?
Oh, Dantzler.
Okay.
Dantzler. So even though I picked Gladney, Dantzler's in my mind. I like Dantzler's fight, and his film against LSU was really good. Like his Jamar Chase tape was really, really good. So yeah, give me Dantzler.
All right, chat box. Let me ask y'all a question. I got 4 names for y'all. It's kind of fun, by the way. I got 4 names for y'all, chat box, and I kind of want y'all to give me y'all's vibes while I fuss with Foots for a little bit. If we're in the 52nd pick, right? Denzel Mims, Cam Dantzler. Well, let me go back because we may have some. So Denzel Mims, Baylor, wide receiver. Cam Dantzler, cornerback, Mississippi State. Julian Okwara, pass rusher from Notre Dame, or Justin Matabuike, tackle from Texas A&M. I don't want y'all out here trying to spell Matabuike because y'all may destroy it. So just type in Justin, Justin D tackle. All right, chat box. Who would y'all rather have out of that 4? Chat box, vote right now while me and Foots fussing. Foots, out of those 4, what you thinking?
Voch, what you thinking? I'm gonna let you go. What are you thinking out of those 4? Because this is a tough one, Vacho.
We just let go of Robert Quinn. What we gonna do at pass rush? Randy can't do it by himself. We don't know if Randy gonna be healthy. So
I would probably go Justin. I hate saying his last name, so you're not gonna get me to do that.
Matabuike. Now, in my opinion, Justin is. Now,
Justin.
He's the 4th best player in this list, in my opinion.
Right.
I think Denzel Mims, Julian Okwara, and Cam Dantzler are all better than Justin Matabuike. I think these first 3 guys can start over Justin, and I think his career will be longer.
Well, I like Justin. So I like Justin because, and I honestly, you could really talk me into Julian Okwara, but you could say so with Julian. I'm looking at a true edge guy, really.
True. He's a true edge stand-up. He's a stand-up linebacker, kind of smaller, thinner, pass rush, twitchy guy.
Yeah, he's really. So, all right, let's do this. Let's go, Julian. Sure. Only because that's my poor man's Caleb Vaughn. And so I could live. That's my poor man's Caleb Vaughn because I think he could do some things in space, too.
Foots, you mean to tell me. Let me throw my pen. Chat box, listen. I'm going to leave Denzel Mims on the board because you want Julian Okwara. Chat box, can you please? Please?
What is chat box? Chat box, what do y'all feel about Mims? I need to know.
I'm seeing Mims and Okwara mostly.
Yeah.
I saw some Dantzler, I saw some Justin, but I'm seeing Mims mostly, and I'm seeing some Julian mostly. I understand it. I understand that edge is important, defensive end is important, and we trying to build this D line and all that. And Robert Quinn ain't there, but God, like receive ain't important to y'all. What the hell wrong with y'all?
All right, let me do this. All right, you ready?
Yes, sir.
Now, you know what we got to do now, right?
Yes, sir.
We got to have this talk.
Yes, sir.
Can I get a player that's maybe not is...
I can find another pass rusher. I can find you pass rushers.
Hold on.
Okay.
The drop off from pass rusher to receiver is not the same, Voch. Let's be honest now. Come on. Because, wait a minute. You are not going to get a player of his caliber acquire.
So how about this?
But if I can, hold on, wait, Voch,
Go ahead.
Can I sell you on Michael Pittman Jr. in the third?
No. Okay, how about this? Okay, so in the first round, we looked at second round equivalents, right? Now we're in the second round. Let's look at what some of our third round counterparts would look like, right? So with Mims, let's say Pittman, right? And I like Pittman. Pittman, cool. Dantzler, we're probably going to be at a guy like Jalen Johnson, maybe. Probably in the third round.
Mm-hmm.
Jalen, all right, cool. Okwara, I can get you a guy like Josh Uche in the third. Look at your face.
He not making it to the third.
Shit. What? Pittman ain't gonna be.
He making it to the third.
Come on, son. Can I interest you in Alden Robinson from Syracuse? How about that? How about that? Look at your face.
I honestly.
Look at your face. Look at your face.
Voch, these some good choices. All right, we're going Mims. Let's go Mims.
Talk
Let's go
that
Mims, y'all.
Foots. Denzel Mims in the second round. So we got Grant Delpit with the first pick. Denzel Mims in the second round. So now we got 3 rounds to go. We have our safety. We have our receiver, something that we're still looking for. We're still looking for a defensive tackle. We have a need there. We're still looking for a corner, and we're still looking for edge. This is interesting. And we might have just shot ourselves in the foot, but Foots, we're going to have to roll with it. Foot, you only live once, man. I'm sorry tomorrow. Foots. Okay. Moving on.
So where we at right now, Voch? Where we at? Where our picks?
We in the third round right now. We got Delpin and we got Denzel Mims on the screen right now. That's what we got right now.
You know what? I can live
with that.
Because I got 2 players who going to play and impact the game.
I could deal with that.
Immediately.
I could deal with that.
Cool.
PL Stafford, drop 10 in the super chat. You're listening to nothing but the best. You're hilarious. Just joshing with you, Voch. What's up, man? Love your show. Salute to you, man. Me and Foot's killing this. Shouts out to all 400 and some odd people that's listening right now. All right, brother Foots, this is where it's about to get real. I'm about to destroy your thought process. You ready for this, sir?
Oh, Lord, don't do it, Vacho.
This is what I do, Foots. All right. So we got, let's go. We talked about Jalen Johnson. We're going to put him up on the board and just leave him there. Another cornerback I think is going to be there in the third. Let's go Noah Igbenogany. Let's just put him up there and just see what's going to happen. I like Noah Igbenogany. Let's put him up there. Defensive tackles, you know we need it. I've been waiting on purpose to get to this point so I can put the name Jason Strowbridge from North Carolina. That's my guy, Jason Strowbridge. He can play some 3-tech for you. He can play some defensive end for you. That's what I'm talking about. The chat box saying Arnett. I think Damon Arnett's going to be going the second round. Damon Arnett, the other cornerback from Ohio State, I think he's going to be gone. We're not going to put him there. So I'm going to put Strowbridge. Also, I'm going to put Lakey Fotu because I know there's going to be some people that's on the Lakey Fotu train. Me and Foots are going to have a discussion on Lakey Fotu. We got wide receiver, edge guy. Who's we got Josh Uche. Let's put Josh Uche up there. Who else is likely to be there in the third round? First, give me some names of some edge guys that's probably going to be here in the third round.
You hit Uche.
Sure.
Alden
Robinson.
What does Weaver do for you?
Curtis Weaver's probably going to be gone, maybe second round guy.
Yeah. Terrell Lewis will probably be gone.
Terrell Lewis might be there for us.
Terrell Lewis gonna be gone, Voch. He getting drafted off the name.
I just don't like Terrell Lewis. I don't like Terrell Lewis, so Terrell Lewis should be there.
Okay.
Look, I'm not gonna draft him no way. I'm just trying to find some names. I don't like Terrell Lewis no way. Go ahead.
So it looks like it's Alden Robinson and Uche. Those are
Um,
the two. Those are my two. If I had to choose, that's where I'm going.
I mean, what
Um,
about can I interest you in Jabari Zuniga from Florida? What about that?
no,
Uh,
give
DJ
me.
DJ Wanham from South Carolina, possibly.
I like Warner. I just don't love him.
Okay.
If you're telling me that I'm gonna have Uche, because I didn't think Uche would be there in the third. So if he's there, what I tell you, between Robinson or Weaver and him,
Sure.
I'm gonna go Uche. Yeah, for sure.
What about the
And
other Notre Dame kid, Kareem? DJ Khaled Kareem. What about him?
you know,
Fourth round, maybe. So we good where we at. We good where
he's
we at.
fourth. He's fourth, fifth guy. Yeah, for sure.
So we good where we at. So we got Josh Uche and okay. So Josh Uche is going to represent my edge guy this round. Strobridge. I'm picking Strobridge over Fotu every time. I don't like big fat one takes, but Foots, do you have a fight in this? Do you want Fotu to represent D tackles?
Well, so the problem with Fotu is again,
Good.
you already know what I'm about to say.
Perfect.
He can't move.
Yeah.
He's big.
Sure.
He's really big.
Sure.
But the problem is, after guys like Davon Hamilton,
Sure.
you start talking about guys that are just guys.
People talking about Gallimore. Neville Gallimore gonna be gone at this point.
Neville Gallimore.
Gallimore gonna be gone. So we got
Yeah.
Josh Uche, Jason Strobridge, and Noah Igbenogany. Let's do that. Foots. Who can I interest you in? Which one of these guys are we taking? Chat box. Noah Igbenogany, cornerback from Auburn. We're looking at Jason Strobridge, defensive tackle from North Carolina. Josh Uche from Michigan, pass rusher, quick, twitchy guy. Foots, what's the vibes here, sir?
Oh, it's 100% Uche. That's my pick. I'm interested to hear.
So we ain't doing nothing at defensive tackle today. That's what we doing. We ain't doing nothing at D tackle today. We ain't doing nothing at D tackle today.
We gotta listen. We're gonna have to patch that thing like we do every year, because if I got a chance and if I can make something happen, when it comes to getting now, you mean to tell me Uche can help you right away? Again, he can get on the field. So for me, that would be my pick. If you had normally, what happens is when you go through these Voch, when you go through these mock draft Voch, we like to put it together. And so you're telling me I got Grant Delpit,
Sure.
Denzel Mims, and Josh. I won the draft.
Sure. Yeah, that's big facts.
I won the draft. Because my rule for the draft is what? I need 3 players to help immediately. I need 2 to develop. Sure. I'm good.
Sure.
I am good. You know what I'm saying?
What if I was to tell you that Jason Strobridge can play 2 positions for you and that'll fill up 2 of your needs? Then what, sir?
Is he gonna play?
And in terms of cornerback, we can get like a Lamar Jackson from Nebraska next round. What if I was to tell you that, sir?
Is he gonna play, Voch? If you tell me he's gonna play, I don't think he's gonna play. I think even if you drafted him, you would still do what? You would still sign a guy.
So you basically saying it's either take a D tackle that's not going to play this round or take a D tackle that's not going to play next round, right? Like from this round on, you saying they're not going to play anyway. They're going to be developmental guys, so we might as well draft one later if they're going to develop anyway, basically.
Correct. Because I like Strobridge, I just don't love. Like I said, the depth in this D tackle draft 1 and 3 just isn't there for me. And they're not guys who I think can come in instantly and give you something. I think Josh Uche is on the edge of, he's on the the cusp of, like, he's not a starter, but he can give you production because he's played big time football. A little smaller than I would like, but he can do some different things because you look at his twitch and you look how he plays in space. Yeah. Along with being able to rush off the edge. Give me that player.
One last question before I make my mind up. Are you satisfied with what we have at cornerback right now? Of course, we can get a cornerback later, but are you satisfied with moving on from a Noah Igbenogany or a Jalen Jackson Johnson? Are you satisfied? Well, Jalen Jones? Cornerback Jalen. I'll check him out later. Are you satisfied with what we got at cornerback right now?
Well, so Voch, if you give me my chance to get if you give me my chance to get a a who am I thinking about, Voch? If you give me my chance to get a
cornerback,
a Darnay Holmes,
okay, Darnay,
then I'm good. I'm really good. But the problem is, I don't think that I have a. I don't think that
sure.
I don't think that he'll be there. So
I think Josh Uche probably comes in and help you on third down immediately, man. You put him in the mix with Randy and all them, and D-Law, just let him go out there and be a pass rush and not hold him responsible for like run game stuff. I agree. Josh Uche is our third round pick, and we killing this. We killing this little draft, dog. We got Grant Delpit, Denzel Mims, Josh Uche. We can stop drafting right here, but we got a whole nother round. I'm just letting you know that we good with these top picks 1, 2, and 3. You know what I'm saying? Want to do one more round, Foots? I got another round there.
Let's do one more round, and that way we can have it can be realistic.
Let's do one more round then. So defensive tackle. We ain't touch it yet. We've been avoiding it. We've been moving around. But, I tell you what, your boy Voch got some names. Your boy Voch absolutely got some names at this point. I think a guy like Benito Jones from Ole Miss, I think he'll be there for you. I think guys like Brivion Roy from Baylor, I think he'll be there for you. I think guys like, let me see, Ole Miss got another cat, Josiah Coaten, that you could probably get around this time. This is the 4th round. Jordan Elliott might be gone. But I feel like I don't like Jordan. But I feel like I don't like Jordan Elliott, and I feel like since I don't like him, everybody else shouldn't like him neither. So just in my mind, I don't think Jordan Elliott is going to be here in the 4th round though. But Tyler Clark from Georgia. Who else am I thinking? I'm thinking about something. Somebody else. It's a Senior Bowl guy. Can't get my mind out. But I think 3 is enough though. I think 3 is enough. So Courtney, Benito, and Brivion Roy. I think Benito's the clear best out of those 3. So let's just put Benito out there. Who you said you wanted to represent your cornerbacks, Foots?
I wanted Darnay Holmes.
I know we got guys like Harrison Hand from Temple.
You can even go Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson from Nebraska. What about AJ Green? What about AJ Green from Oklahoma State? That's another Senior Bowl guy. What about AJ Green?
I'd rather do Lamar Jackson.
Okay.
Let's do Lamar Jackson.
Okay. Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, let's do Lamar Jackson for my guy. And then I got a middle linebacker too.
We ignored the shit out of linebacker.
We did, bro.
It's all good, man. It's just an exercise. It ain't nothing but some little goofy little, you know what I mean? Goofy little whatever. Let me think of a linebacker I could throw in there. Like Davion Taylor from Colorado. That's another name that's been floating around. Let's go Davion Taylor. Chat box. We got Benito Jones, defensive tackle from Ole Miss. Davion Taylor, linebacker from Colorado. Lamar Jackson, cornerback, Nebraska. Chat box, what y'all think? What y'all want to do, chat box? Chat box, what y'all want to do? First, I thought this was going to be easy going into it. I'm like, man, shit, Benito Jones on the board in the 4th round. I need D tackle. I'm going to go Benito Jones. I thought it would be like super easy for him, but I like Davion Taylor. And we need linebackers. I also like Lamar Jackson. I think he made himself some money in the Senior Bowl. I think he went from being a 6th round pick to like a 4th round guy or something like that. We happen to be in the 4th round. First, what you think, man?
Well, so if I haven't got a corner, I'm gonna go. So Taylor is good though. Ooh, but now I don't got it. I don't have a corner. I got out of this draft without a corner.
That's what I'm saying. But are we good at corner though? You see what I'm saying? Are we good at corner? Are we good with Cheeto, Jordan Lewis, and what's his face? AB. Are we good with that? That's what I'm saying.
We got to argue some more vibes.
I'm saying for that. Don't argue with me. I'm taking Benito Jones right now. I know we ain't got cornerback, but we ain't got D tackle neither. I need some one techs, man. I need some rotational one techs. I'm taking Benito Jones right now, dog.
Let's go Benito.
Talk about April say because you took a receiver. What you want me to do with Denzel Mims on the board? What you want me to do?
Let's go Benito. Let's go Benito, man.
Chat box, y'all agree? Y'all agree Benito Jones? Let me scroll. But what we're gonna do on special teams for us? Because we need linebackers to play special teams, dog. Like, what's the vibes here for? What are we doing? What are we doing for us? You know what I'm saying? We need linebackers, right? Right, for us.
Well, I'm trying to get my boy drafted from Colorado.
Davion Taylor,
yeah. Let's go, Benito. All right, and in our next exercise, we'll try to get a corner in the fifth.
But Foots,
unless I can get Jake Landman in the fourth at middle linebacker. I'm all over the place, but I'm gonna tell you this: we're not getting out of the first 4 rounds without a corner. I'm gonna tell you that.
Sure.
You're not, Voch.
Sure.
That's the facts.
Sure. I agree.
You're not.
So we about to go out the 4th round without a corner in our draft right now. So do we just take Lamar Jackson right now and just move on with our life?
Let's go Lamar Jackson.
Man, but we leave Benito Jones on the board, man. What's wrong with you, dog? You just forgot what I just said to you, man.
See, now you messing with my head. My head messed up, y'all.
Hey, man, that's how it is. Let's just go ahead and take Lamar Jackson, move on with our life because we did so good with our first 3 picks. But, hey, we just kind of wanted to mock this a little bit because that's what these real-life conversations going to be about. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be 7 Cowboy Illuminati people in a room. It's going to be a board full of people, and it's going to be like 3 consensus people. And we're going to have to talk it up, and, you know, this ain't super-duper realistic because, you know, if it was, me and Foots would be on the table shouting and screaming, you know what I'm saying? But this was just a pretty good exercise. Somebody say go back and get Lakey Fotu. No. But I'm good with I'm good with the draft that we have though, man. Grant Delpit, Denzel Mims, Josh Uche, Lamar Jackson. They're like a Super Bowl winning mock draft to me, even though we ain't got no linebackers to play kickoff. But it is what it is. You want to answer some questions in the chat box before we get up out here, Foots?
Let's talk. What y'all got for us, man?
Chat box, we've been in here for, it don't even feel like it's been an hour 35 minutes. That is crazy. So yeah, we'll give y'all about 10 minutes or something to run some questions and we'll hear what y'all got to say. And
Let's talk.
And I'll be talking crazy when me and Foots trying to do work, but then it's time to do questions. Y'all don't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? Don't pull that off. Don't pull that off. Demir Brown said, "What's so bad about Fotu? He's big and he's slow and he doesn't move very well, and that doesn't cope well in the new National Football League the way offense is played." So, sorry to hear that, player.
That's what we were.
That was talking about
just
earlier.
Talking about. Sure. Yeah, like, and that's the thing. He's a big man, and that's it. Like, there's no twitch.
Sure.
It's just no twitch.
Sure.
So. What do we think about Logan Wilson? Haven't watched him. I'll get to him. Thank you.
I don't want to sound racist when I talk about like white linebackers or whatever. So like give me time to like fine tooth comb them, because when I do see a lot of white linebackers, I just go, okay, I know what kind of linebacker he is, but I haven't watched him closely because I hate linebackers. So let me fine tooth comb him and I'll come back and have another conversation with you.
Totally.
Pull Up then says that Christian Fulton is better than Henderson. I don't agree, but Foots.
Yeah, I don't agree with that either.
Yeah, I'm out on that.
It's pretty clear with this tape and the draft process. There's one clear cut one, which is Josh Okudah. Did I say Josh Okudah?
Yeah, Jeff.
It's too many. Listen, it's so many prospects. We didn't went through so many names. I'm sorry, y'all. Jeff Okudah.
Hey, watch this. It's funny. Alex Louise says the Wisconsin linebacker. I like him. He's white. Actually, no, he ain't. Zach Bond ain't white.
He's mixed.
Zach Bond ain't white. No, sir.
Yeah. Neither is Bryson Hopkins.
Sure.
So.
And Jedrick Wills.
Right. So there's one clear cut one, and that's Okudah. And then that's it. And then there's obviously CJ Henderson.
Sure.
What CJ Henderson did was he helped himself in the draft process with the 40 he ran.
Sure.
You know.
Sure.
So it is that's the truth.
Is what it is. Randy Gregg coming back. We'll see. We'll talk about it when the ink is on the paper.
I don't I don't talk about uh, Randy Gregory.
Sure.
Leave
We'll
it
let
there.
you know. Why not keep Quinn if we're moving to a 3-4? Well, we're not moving to a 3-4. But I don't think we kept Quinn because I think his number was a bit high. The number that we were looking to keep Quinn and Randall Cobb on, they got double that at the new places they went to. So it just didn't work out for us. It indeed did not work out for us. You guys watch Ajumada? No, I don't know that Iowa corner. No, I haven't watched him. Have you watched him? The Iowa corner, Oje Mudia.
I haven't got to him, Voch.
Yeah.
He's on my list. There's just so many prospects, so I haven't got to him quite yet. No.
Apparently, Cam Fleming got signed to the Giants, and people ask me how I feel. I think Cam Fleming is trash, and I ain't just saying that because he's on the Giants now. Like, he was bad on my team. Like, he was bad here, and for all the Bengals fans that's asked me about Suafilo, he bad too. So
Yeah.
Brandon Knight is our new swing tackle or whatnot. So I think he did good last year when we called upon him to play in the Packers game. I think he's going to be our guy.
Totally.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. CJ and Kinlaw at 17. Who would be the better pick? Well, Kinlaw's a better player, but why is he there at 17 is my point.
So for you guys who got in late, we kind of talked about that.
Sure.
Why would he be there?
Why is he there?
And yeah, that's the end of it.
Unless there's a gang of weed in the car, and he fell for that reason, I'll take him if it's some weed in the car. That don't mean nothing to me. But yeah, I mean, I just don't think he'll be there. I just do not anticipate him being there. But it is what it is. We're gonna take a few more, then we gonna get up out of here. Why is people talking about Talib? Is he did we just sign him or something? Like, people in the chat box been talking about Talib for 5 minutes. What's going on with that? Aqib Talib. Yeah, what's going on with that?
Yeah, he won't be a Cowboy, guys.
I ain't trying to sound no old people. Like Xavier Rose, like players that his own team didn't want. Vikings fans hate Xavier. Vikings fans hate Xavier Rose. Why we want him?
Vikings fans hate Xavier Rose. Way too many penalties, way too grabby. Was a good player for like 2 years and then fell off a bridge. And that's what people will understand with Byron Jones never fell off that bridge. He actually kept getting better. Which is like, yeah, once he moved from corner to safety, safety to corner, he just kept getting better and better and better. So keep that in mind.
What about adding snacks? Nope. He's big and he's slow and he's husky. Not good for football. How you doing the draft this year? I tell you what, and I tell you what. Even prior to quarantining, I learned that I do much more interesting shows from the headquarters. So I'm just gonna stay at the crib. I'm just gonna stay at the crib and enjoy it as a fan. You know what I mean? I think a lot of people get too caught up in the notion of going to the draft. I went to a draft. It was cool. But I like being a fan for the draft. And then I'll just do all my breakdowns and analysis later. Yeah.
Yeah. It's something where you can just watch it.
Yeah.
Analyze it.
Sure.
Do your work.
Sure.
And then go from there.
Right. 2 more questions and we gonna get up out of here. Voch, you don't like older veteran players? Not true. I would just rather sign. Okay, so my big deal is I don't want players that other teams don't want necessarily. You know what I mean? Like, if you mutually part ways with a player, I think there's room for veteran players on your team, right? I'm not trying to not get young players because somebody wants an old player with a name. You see what I mean? I would rather a better young player if it was up to me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to give you a good example. Okay, perfect example. Hey, perfect example. Dez Bryant, right? Dez got a name. Dez got clout. Dez got respect around here. I like Dez, but Dez a bit older now. I feel like I can draft a player better than Dez. You see what I mean?
If you want Dez, then go get my guy, from South Carolina.
Go, yeah. If you want Dez, it's plenty. It's plenty guys in the draft that could be better for you, right? Now,
Yeah,
if this Dez in his prime, of course that's a whole nother conversation.
but
Dez,
he's not in his prime, guys. He
Dez,
plays a position.
yeah.
Yeah, he plays a stopwatch position, guys. You get slower as you get older.
Sure.
That's just the facts. Tom Brady doesn't play a stopwatch position, so he's gonna play till he's 48. I don't know, but the fact of the matter is, Dez Bryant plays a stopwatch position, whether you guys like it or not.
Sure.
I know we love to throw up the X. I got, Dez is the man.
Sure.
But it's over.
Sure.
It's over.
Sure. I got his jersey. Dez ain't played it forever. That's not a good example. I think that's a fantastic example, sir.
You're right.
You, dog. What are you talking about, Foots? One more question. We gonna dip. How many playoff wins does Prime? Just like people. Eric Berry is another good example. Another good example, man. I like when people don't get signed by nobody. There's a reason. Like not just Cowboys not signing people, but like when nobody signing nobody. Like it's a reason. It's a reason.
Listen. If people don't draft you, if people don't sign you, it's a reason. Sure. Like you said, the Cowboys, all Cowboys fans wanted Sharif Floyd, but the world didn't. It's a reason. These guys, listen, there's clubs out there like a Baltimore who do great work. When they pass on D tackles, there's a reason. Sure. When they pass on, you know what I'm saying? Sure. There's clubs out there who, like a Pittsburgh, Shazier would have been a great player in Dallas. That's why Pittsburgh drafted him. Sure. That's why they stole him from us. It's like, so you guys got to understand there's a reason. There's teams that draft really well. There's the Pittsburghs of the world. There's the Baltimores of the world. And Voch is going to keep telling you guys this. I'm going to keep telling you. If nobody wants him, like Kinlaw, if you look at Kinlaw, everything on tape tells you he'll be gone within the first 12 picks.
Sure.
If he's floating around at 15, 17, something ain't right. I'm going to leave it there.
Hey, man, there's my guy that I was fussing with all day that I probably shouldn't have been fussing with, but, like I'm young and I got energy to fuss with people. Cowboy Marty, he felt like who we just signed? Gerald McCoy. He was saying that Gerald McCoy was a top-tier player and that we should be excited and we shouldn't use him as a rotational piece. And I was like, well, I don't think Gerald McCoy is top tier, but I do think he's a really good player. And, regardless of what you think about any player, they're going to be rotational pieces in the National Football League. You need eight D linemen that can go.
Totally. Totally.
I'm just gonna take this one last question. I'm gonna ask Foots and we're gonna get up out of here. Foots, do you think Emmanuel Sanders fits us well in what we're trying to do here? And would you try to go that direction or make that move?
I think Emmanuel Sanders fits us very well.
Sure.
I would love to see it get done, but again, I don't get my hopes up. And when it comes to the free agent game, I don't get too high, too low, because there's been times when we sat the free agent game out and we have had great seasons. There's been times when we probably should have made a play, kind of like last year. Probably should have got, a couple pieces in, but we didn't. And, sure. I'm not gonna. Us not making a play in free agency wasn't the reason why we didn't make the playoffs. But at the same time, you would, you think about certain things. You're like, okay,
Yeah.
At the end of the day, Emmanuel Sanders would be great. You can also draft a receiver like Voch wants to do. So some things have to go correctly. Some things have to go, your way.
Yeah.
But it's possible to make it work either way.
You absolutely right. I don't need Emmanuel Sanders coming in here raining on my damn CeeDee Lamb parade, dog. What the hell wrong with him? Hey, this was a fun show, man. We gave y'all a gang of information, talking points, some pretty good analysis, I think. You know what I'm saying? Every time we do this, we have fun and it kind of gets a little better every time, so that's good. Foots, plug your stuff and tell all the good people where they can find you, sir.
Foots the King on Twitter at Foots the King, FOOTSDAKING, and Cowboys Nation TV on YouTube. You guys know me, man. Mm-hmm. Keep the vibes high because I'm gonna be honest with you. Voch is the GOAT. Straight up. Man. Y'all, listen, y'all the most lit chat box, bro. Man. Like, not only are y'all lit, but y'all are really smart. Sure. For the most part. Y'all are really smart.
That's what I'm talking about.
And we really listen. We really have some good conversation in here, man. So much love to y'all, man. Straight up.
You know what we
Foots
do though,
out.
Foots? You know what we do though, Foots? Incognito raised a really good point. I'm very selective with my admins, you know what I'm saying? Of who I pass my rifles out to. That's what I call my admins, they my shooters or whatever. I'm real selective about who I pass my rifles out to. And what we do in my chat boxes, we don't tolerate trolling at all. You know what I mean? I know a lot of channels kind of let trolling go. They'll just let it rock, but it takes away from the conversation in the chat box, and we focus on all the wrong things. You know what I'm saying? We don't spend time in the chat box addressing BS. You know. Now, if somebody disagree, we'll leave your comment and we'll disagree. I'm gonna talk to you on the microphone and we'll go from there. But I think we have a really good learning environment, dog. Miss April go to work and smoke all her friends because she got all the information. You know what I'm saying? She'll just come in here. She'll listen to what I got to say. She'll listen to Foots. She'll listen to the chat box. And she go to work and smoke all her male friends. You know what I'm saying? So, like, hey, we do it big over here. So shouts out to my chat box, man. Shouts out to my admins, man. Keep your rifles clean and all that good stuff. I'm Voch Lombardi. Y'all know where to find me at. This my channel. So, of course, you already here. But y'all should be subbed here. And y'all should hit the notification bell because you never know when I'm gonna go live. You don't know when I'm dropping film. All kind of little updates you might need, man. Just kind of stay tapped in and follow me on Twitter, VOCHLOMBARDI. I'm making jokes over there, and I'm also giving some great analysis. Another thing, these live streams that we do. Like, I know we got some big numbers now, but we need these numbers all the time because I feel like I be hitting y'all with some cold theories and think pieces that I just throw in the middle of my live streams. And, you know, people should be exposed to just different thoughts so we can put our thoughts together collectively and, you know, grow from it and get better. All right, everybody stay safe. Don't be out there clubbing and shit. Drink your water. Stay healthy. You know what I'm saying? And hey, till next time, you know what I mean? Y'all hold it down for the Doski Woski, man. The Peasky Whiskey is free. There's a big bowl of it at the door. Get you a handful on the way out, y'all. Salute.
Salute.